Y'all, I'm pissed. I just read this article, and this is the state of gaming right now. The Ubisoft executive suggests that gamers need to get comfortable with not owning your own games. Yeah, this is the direction that gaming is going today. And yeah, you might be out there, well, this does nothing to do with JRPGs. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We know what these RPG companies do. We've seen Square Enix in action. They hop onto every single freaking trend that they could possibly hop onto. If it's not AI art with foam stars or NFTs or whatever, if there is a trend and it will make them money, they will hop on to said trend. And that's just what we need. That's just what we need. We need our game experiences piecemealed up company by company, just like television is. Like, okay, remember whenever Netflix first came out and it was like, it was something different. It was something unusual. And people went and they tried it out. And Netflix was great because, everything was on Netflix. It was a one-stop shop and everything was there. And then it kind of got piecemealed and sold off and cut up. And now it's really hard to find anything. Hulu came out of there, and then Disney Plus came around, then Paramount Plus, then HBO Max, then Amazon Prime Video, then the Peacock. Like, oh my god. Trying to find something that you want to watch on TV nowadays is like trying to find a needle in the haystack. It is ridiculous. And then, if you want these things, you have to pay more than cable would actually be, because you're paying for 50 billion different stupid streaming services. Now, right now, there are services that are owned by Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony. And those services have all the games on there for one price. But just imagine a world, yeah, you see where I'm going with this, a world where that wouldn't be the case. A world where Capcom had their own streaming service for $10, and then Konami for $10, then Square Enix for $10, then Ubisoft, then Bethesda, then Namco Bandai, then Nintendo. Like, the list just goes on and on and on. It's never ending. This is what's going to be happening in a digital-only future. This is why I'm constantly pushing physical. You need to own your own games. This is why buying physically is just so important. Because once we get into that digital-only future, and these consoles that are digitally only, we will have no control over what these multi-billion-dollar companies do. No longer will we have, Game Pass, or just like a PlayStation Plus sort of thing, where you could just go on there and look and, there are the games, and it's such a great value. That's what I keep on hearing. Every time that I bring up Xbox Plus or whatever, that's the first thing that comes out of that's the first thing that comes out of people's mouth is, Xbox Plus thing is like the best value in gaming ever. I don't know why you hate it so much. Ha! Just you wait till it's cut up and piecemealed, company by company. Because that is what is going to happen. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I can't believe that they actually went out and said this, but I can't believe a lot of the things that some of these companies do. This comes straight from the horse's mouth. This comes from Philippe Tremblay, Ubisoft's Director of Subscription. They actually have that job title. He is a Director of Subscriptions. So this isn't something that they're just like, maybe thinking about doing. He literally has this job in order to create a subscription service just for Ubisoft. This is now his job. This is what he is doing. Like, he was hired for this. He was hired to piecemeal these things out and then to distribute them game by game by game. So then you have to buy them and continually play for these games. And the second that you don't pay, you lose your games, you lose your saves, you lose your trophies, you lose your achievements. It's all just gone. So then you feel like you need to pay and pay and pay and pay and pay forever in order to keep all of those things. It says here, the executive's comments were made as a part of Ubisoft's latest subscription push that saw the company rebrand its Ubisoft Plus service. He believes that gamers may grow more accustomed to subscription services, much like consumers across the world accepted offerings like Netflix and Spotify as alternatives to outright buying entertainment media. Oh my god, I can't even stand this. This is just unfreaking believable. It says here that they've been one of the earliest proponents of subscription-based gaming offerings, with their first foray into the segment back in September of 2019, where it launched this 115-strong Uplay Plus library. It didn't seem to do so well because they rebranded it to Ubisoft Plus in October, and then another rebranding occurred whenever it was raised in price to $18 a month. $18 a month for Ubisoft Premium. Like, this is crazy to me, because, like, they're doing, like, Assassin's Creed and stuff, and, like, these are the types of games that you can buy at GameStop for, like, you know, $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see these things all the time. Who is paying $18 a month for these games? I don't get it. Like, where are they getting these prices from? And then, once they have you where they want you, once they have you by the balls, then the prices just keep on going up and up and up and up. And if Ubisoft is charging $18, how much is Square Enix going to charge? Is that going to be $25 a month? What about Capcom? What about Konami? What about the more famous companies out there? What about Nintendo? How much are they going to be charging a month for their games? It says that he labeled the latest changes as the company's attempts to evolve. Yeah, that is business speak for it's our latest attempt to take you for everything that you have. Open up your wallet, little peasant, and give it all to me. That's what this is. That's what this is. Like, this is, oh my gosh. In a recent interview, the executive explained that splitting the subscription offering into two will allow the publisher to better cater to its ever-diversifying consumer base, which now includes a substantial number of people who are primarily interested in the older releases. And while it might seem intuitive to assume that this particular demographic is price-conscious and hence uninterested in subscription products, Tremblay appears to be of the opinion that that's not necessarily the case, or at least it won't be forever. These games here, I mean, maybe I'm completely out of touch. Maybe, because I don't really play these games. I stick to my JRPGs, you know how I am. But I'm just so scared. I'm so scared of what's going to happen to the gaming landscape as a whole. If this takes off, and other companies start piecemealing it out, we are all screwed. We're going to be in a digital-only hellscape, and it's going to be terrible. But aren't these games like yeah, they released for $60, but then within a year, like, the number 2 comes out, the number 3, then the number 4. It's like the sports games. And then, you know, give it 2-3 years, and then the first game is worth $5-10. You know what I'm saying? It says that the executive talked up subscription-based services as having tremendous growth potential, which is a big part of the reason why Ubisoft is doubling down on such offerings in the first place. Although he acknowledged that he cannot see the future, he suggested that gamers could get used to not owning their games. Here's the thing that Ubisoft needs to get used to. Me, I have my wallet. You are not owed a dime out of my wallet. This is my money that I earned. It is not yours. So maybe you, Ubisoft, should get used to not getting my money. You should get used to putting up physical games and being pro-consumer. This is so anti-consumer. I can't stand it. And the thing is, they're going to paint this. They're going to put their little spin doctors on it. They're going to paint this and say, oh, this was actually pro-consumer. We're doing this for game preservation. We're doing this for you so you have this. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They're doing this for their own bottom line. That is what they're doing it for. They're doing it for them first and foremost, because that's what they always do everything for. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. This is all about them. This is all about their bottom line. And at the end of the day, if this takes off, we are all done for. And I just wanted to put this out there and let y'all know my feelings on this, because I have a lot to say.